Hi, my name is Noah Bernard. I'm the brand specialist here at Subaru Windsor, and this is the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Limited. This is painted in the Offshore blue color, and this is essentially replacing what was the 2023 cool gray khaki color. I've seen all the colors for the vehicle, and this is definitely my favorite. In this video, I'm going to focus on the limited trim specifically and the improvements they made over the 2023 generation. There are three main things that are most important. The frame is now 10% stronger, so it can absorb over 40% of a stronger impact. And this is especially important because the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety redesigned their side crash impact, and a lot of vehicles were failing because they increased the speed and increased the weight of the vehicle hitting. So this is definitely going to help the Crosstrek to keep you safe. They redesigned the seats as well. They now reduce movements by a claimed 40% by adding extra cushion and support in the pelvis area there. And trust me, compared to the 2023s, this is a worthwhile upgrade. So anybody who's considering upgrading from their 23, and if it's worthwhile, that alone, the safety of the frame and also the seats, is enough for me. And then they also redesigned the steering rack. So they took the dual pinion from the WRX and put it inside of the vehicle. So it does handle significantly better too. We had a client, she described this as feeling like a mini Outback, whereas the previous generation felt like its own Crosstrek, like an entry level. This now feels like a more substantial vehicle, and it rides that way too. They also took the same wheel size that's in the Forester and the Outback, which is the larger vehicles naturally, and now it's keeping the smaller vehicle even more stable. In the backup camera, you have a rear washer nozzle as well. So when you wash the rear window, it'll wash up the backup camera for you too. They redesigned the cargo cover with the handle, so now it's easier to lock in place. And they kept the tradition of the grocery bag holders on each side while adding small cup holders too. And underneath, you keep the compact spare tire. Cool little design they did on the rear bumper here. And down below you have a small Crosstrek. Now that backup camera also has reverse automatic braking. So if it notices you will hit an object, it is supposed to automatically brake for you. The doors, if I'm not mistaken, now open up much wider than the previous generation. That's something we noticed right away. And the roof rails now have a static load capacity of 700 pounds. Subaru's always been big on safety. In addition to that more rigid frame, they continue with the metal rod that goes all the way across and locks in place on the frame there. So in the case of a siding collision, the door won't cave in. They also increased the plate surface here, so it's easier for you to step up and load things onto that now 700 pounds. Now I'm 6 feet tall for reference, and I have plenty of footroom, legroom, and also headroom inside of the vehicle, so I am quite comfortable. Seldom am I able to say that inside of subcompact SUVs. You have keyless entry for the two front doors and the rear hatch, your heated side mirrors, and new is the blind spot monitoring, which displays in the small panel right there instead of the larger one that they had previously. That'll be the same that you see on the Toyota 86 and the Subaru BRZ. Heated windshield wiper de-icers. Now your headlights, these are steering responsive headlights as standard regardless of the trim you go with. So when you turn the steering wheel left and right, it'll turn the headlight in that direction for you as well. These are automatic headlights, automatic high beams, and the integrated fog lights. I appreciate the new front grille design that they did. They call it a frameless grille. So you can see the actual frame extends in different areas instead of just being a perfect shape. And finally, stepping into the vehicle. The limited trim, the benefit of going with the limited over the other ones is the driver mitigation system, the leather seats, the upgraded Harman Kardon premium sound system, and the integrated navigation. I want to focus on the amount of cushion. Take a look at how deep the thumb goes. That's how much cushion you get now on the new ones, and it is a big difference. In addition, the power seats, while previously were only 4-way, these are now 10-way power seats. So you have lumbar support, you have the back support there, you have 6 different adjustments right here as well. So not only can you adjust the thigh support there, which is a big difference over the previous generation, you can also adjust the height too. Before in the 23s, the power adjustments weren't any more beneficial than you had with the manual. whereas now these ones are much more functional. Speaking of functional, take a look at these air vents. These are all functional that go throughout the vehicle, and there's even the ones that come from the front bumper that go through there as well to help with stability at higher speeds. Push button start. Now, the first thing you'll notice when hopping into 24/23 is the large touchscreen. This is now 11.6 inches. Your HVAC controls are still physical down here for the temperature and also your front and rear defrost. However, the fan speed is now through here as well. But what's nice is it stays permanently there, so you don't have to toggle through multiple. You have the air vents on and off, AC. You can direct the airflow to all as well. And then right here is where you can change the direction of the airflow. Otherwise, for the most part, you are going to be using either the integrated navigation or the wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. And the nice thing about the Onyx and the Limited is you have a wireless phone charger down there too to help out. On the steering wheel, they took the same button layout as the upgraded Outback and Legacy. So higher quality buttons and a more user-friendly layout in my opinion. So you have your radio and Bluetooth controls on the left side, your volume. The right side is your entire cruise control with adaptive cruise, lane departure warning, and lane keep assist. Sport and intelligent mode that adjusts the power band and the level of acceleration. Mind you, in intelligent mode, it's a more natural progression. You can still get all the power. You simply have to put your foot all the way to the floor. Whereas in sport mode, all of the power comes in about the first inch of the acceleration pedal. And down below is the heated steering wheel right there. Heated seats for the two front occupants, high, off, and low. Staggered cup holders now, which is new instead of the next to next. And the 12-volt outlet right there. Electronic parking brake. And the other thing I noticed is when shifting, it does feel smoother than the previous generation. And take a look at the backup camera. Reverse automatic braking and the parking sensors with the grid turn lines. Overall, the visibility is similar to what you had in the previous generation. I don't see much change there. The windscreen might be just ever so slightly more, I would say lower. And inside of here, you have your vehicle settings. You now have automatic vehicle hold on the Crosstrek. When this is initiated, you can put the vehicle in the drive, and as soon as that AVH is flashing in green, you can now take your foot off of the brake, and the vehicle does not move again until you press the brake or the acceleration again. Overall, it is a nice improvement over the previous generation. To recap, the biggest improvements are the more rigid frame, the more comfortable seats, and the improved handling as well. Even just driving it around the parking lot, I do notice a difference. It does feel like a more substantial and smoother vehicle than the previous generation. So I highly recommend taking a look at this vehicle. That's the other great thing about the Crosstrek. It has still enough space inside, but it has a smaller profile outside, which makes it easy to park. But once again, that is the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Limited in the Offshore blue color. I hope this was an informative informative video to show you why this Crosstrek is a great option, especially the new generation. I'm going to continue making videos on all the Crosstreks that we have incoming, in addition to the new Imprezas that we'll have in about a month, and all of our other super vehicles. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch any of these videos, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you very much.